So I'm going to keep working as hard as I can to lift up our country, not tear it apart. I honestly believe there is so much more that unites us than divides us. And I believe with all my heart the American dream is big enough for everyone to share in its promise. So I'm determined to be a president for Democrats, Republicans, and independents, for all Americans, to really roll up our sleeves, solve our problems, and make positive differences in people's lives. So with that, I'd be happy to answer your questions. Hey, Celia.
When you were home reflecting over these last 3 days, I wonder if you did any soul searching about these new poll records that show this race tightening, especially in some swing states. Is there anything you should be doing differently right now in your campaign?
Celia, I've always said that this was going to be a tight race. I've said it from the very beginning. Whether I was up, down, it didn't matter. I think those are the kinds of presidential elections that we have in America at this point in our history. I'm very proud of the campaign that we have put together. I feel like we are in a strong position going into these last weeks. What matters is who registers to vote and who is motivated and mobilized to turn out to vote. And I'm going to keep doing everything I can to deliver my message about what's at stake in this election. And my campaign is going to continue to work hard every day to turn out every voter we possibly can. And that's our goal and that's our strategy. This has been such a terrible conflict, and the humanitarian cost is incalculable. I really applaud Secretary Kerry's persistent efforts to try to reach some kind of an agreement with the Russians in order to create a period of cessation of hostilities, in order to get humanitarian assistance into Aleppo and other places within Syria. I think whether or not this works is really up to the Russians. It is up to whether or not Vladimir Putin decides that it's time to do what the Russians can do to bring this conflict into a period where there can be the beginning of political discussions, a hoped-for protective zone for people who are under relentless assault from the air, and a commitment to going after the terrorist groups that pose a threat to everyone. So I'm going to watch this closely, but at the end of it, it's going to be determined by whether or not the Russians decide it is in their interests to pursue this agreement.
It appears that your running mate, Tim Kaine, may not have been aware of your pneumonia on Friday. I'm wondering when you informed him, and if you didn't inform him on Friday, what does that say about what your relationship would be like with him in the White House? How will you know he would be on minutes and developments in your administration?
You know, my senior staff knew, and information was provided to a number of people. And look, this was an ailment that many people just power through, and that's what I thought I would do as well. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to, quit campaigning. I certainly didn't want to miss the 9/11 memorial. As a senator at that time, I consider it a sacred moment, and I was determined to get there. It didn't work out. So I got the antibiotics up and going, got the rest that I needed, and we're going on from there.
In terms of Tim Kaine, expand on how often you talk, you see the relationship with your partner. You've seen very good partnerships in the White House, you've seen not so good partnerships in the White House. What do you feel that your important objectives go throughout on Tuesday?
No, look, I no, I communicated with Tim. I talked to him again last night. He has been a great partner, and he's going to be a great vice president. We communicated. We've communicated, but I am, not going to go into our personal conversations, and I feel very comfortable and confident about our relationship, and I really look forward to working with him closely. My campaign has said that they could have been faster, and I agree with that. I certainly expect them to be as focused and quick as possible. But I have to say, from my perspective, I thought I was going to be fine, and I thought that there wasn't really any reason to make a big fuss about it. I should have taken time off earlier. I didn't. Now I have, and I'm back on the campaign trail. Well, I think it's important to be constantly reaching out, listening to, learning from leaders, and I was pleased to be able to find the time to meet with several of them, which I intend to do, to hear firsthand their perspective about what they see happening in the world today, to answer their questions from what I think is happening, whether it's in Syria or anywhere else. There's a lot going on in the world, and I have a long standing set of relationships that go back not only to Secretary of State and Senator, but back to First Lady. And I think it's important to tend to those relationships. And I won't be able to have as many meetings because of the press of the campaign as I have had in prior years. But I'm looking forward to the ones that we are scheduling. Thank you all very much.